Hello and welcome to Dreams and Wings. Welcome here to the Cairngorms National Park, an area of incredible beauty up in the Highlands of Scotland. And here we are in the gorgeous little Parallel 42 Fox 2. It's stage 2, it's got all the mods, it will go anywhere, it's got nice big tyres, great fun for flying out in the bush. And we're going to be using it to explore a new add-on that Parallel 42 are just about to launch. Huge thanks to Parallel 42 for giving me the opportunity to give it a run before release and to be able to show you what it's all about. And it is called Campout, and it's a great way of adding immersion to your sim with a nice little base for you or you and your mates to camp out at when you're doing bush flying. Brilliant idea, and Parallel 42 are great at coming up with this kind of thing. So let's take a look. So there we go, that's Glen Einich, and that's looking pretty inviting, I think. We're higher than the bottom of the valley. Very picturesque, somewhere nice, and hopefully somewhere fairly decent to land. So we'll just get down there and have a closer look. After all, it would be a little bit embarrassing to try and pitch a tent next to a crashed aeroplane. Not a huge amount of scope for turning around in there, so go around is probably out of the question. That down there next to the path looks relatively flat. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Wondering how close we can actually get to the loch. Might well be worth a try. Just keep an eye on there. Okay. Okay, let's give it a whirl. So I'm going to come back out again. Not much wind. Drop the throttle a bit, keep an eye on the power. We're quite high, so fair amount of energy we've got to dissipate. But yeah, beautiful scenery around here. Slowly bleed off some of that power. Let's get our bearings. Get a stage of flap down. Let's see how close we can get to the loch. Without going in the loch, of course. The beauty of this aircraft is that it has very good short takeoff and landing capabilities when it's flown by an expert. This isn't an expert at the controls. So this might be a bit messy, but bear with me. Kind of look at the path here, because it looks like we've got a nice flattish piece over to the right near the loch, so we're going to come down for that, keeping an eye on the speed. And we'll just turn it in here. And see what it's like. Quite bumpy. There we go. Thank God for big chunky tyres, eh? Okay, let's have a drive up, see where we are in relation to the loch. These little bushes and heather, not a problem. Going into the loch would be a problem. So let's not get too close. There we go. That'll do. That will do. Just on the edge there. Perfect. Okay, let's take a look outside. Well, that ain't too bad. We're not too close to the loch edge, and we've got a reasonable amount of ground there that we can set up our camp on. So let's get building. Okay, so first of all, let's close everything down. Just having a quick look. So the avionics off. Throttle's closed. Everything else is down. We'll have the fuel shut off. Lanes off. All the lights off. And master off. Okay. Right, so let's get building. So first of all, we click on this icon over here, which gives us our parallel 42 campout. It's beautifully simplistic in that you don't need a manual for this. You click on things and they tell you what they're about. So eco credits is a way of making sure that we don't litter the landscape with objects and things like that. You can only use up to 200 credits. And after 7 days, if you haven't visited the camp, then the campouts will automatically disappear and you get your credits back. Important thing just to roll back on there is that if you haven't visited after 7 days, the beauty of this is that once you build your camp, it's persistent in the sim as long as you keep visiting it. So it's not a case if you build a camp, you do a flight, and then it disappears the next time. You could almost say, right, for 7 days I want to explore this area. You could build a camp somewhere and then you could keep coming back and flying there. And after 7 days, as long as you visited it, it will still be there. It only disappears if you haven't been there. So that's quite a cool little feature. And it's something that's quite important to say, is that this isn't just a quick build in one session and then disappears. You are building your own little base in the wilderness that you can visit. And there's another pretty cool thing which I'll come on to with that. And then you can purge different bits and pieces as well. You can get rid of everything, or you can do smart purge where it's getting credits back intelligently, presumably by removing assets that perhaps haven't been used that much, or maybe some of the smaller objects. We can have a play with that. So that's that button there. We've got this button here, which is create your own sets. So you can kind of save your set, so you can just plonk it down the next time. If you've got a layout that you particularly nice, you can do that. As long as it's within the green circle, which we can come on to. You've then got the share option. Now this is pretty cool. If you say you're doing a group flight and you have all, I don't know, you've decided there's a spot that you all want to go and camp at in the sim, you can all fly there, and then if you share the code and give it to someone else, then they can see your objects and vice versa. So what you can actually end up doing is all of you building your own little camp, and everyone can see everyone's camp. It's just a little immersion thing. It's another one of these. One of the things that Parallel 42 are really good at is creating this kind of immersion, creating these little scenes, these little worlds. And what this does is you can have a group flight with a bunch of mates and build a little camp and just hang out, which I think is pretty cool. So that is that button there. As I say, you can export your Campout to someone, or you can import it from them. Okay. Information at the moment is just a what it says on the tin. Information on the actual product itself, what it does. The eco credits, it's just explaining all the bits and pieces that are in there. So it doesn't need a manual, because you can just click around and it's quite intuitive, and you can see where everything is. Okay, so this is the area that we're going to use over here, and you can see from here you can either use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, or you can use these buttons here. Now you can see this green circle. This was the green circle referred to just before, where if you've got objects within there, they're the objects that effectively you can create a set from. So let's add some bits and pieces. So first of all, we shall add our tent, and you can have lots of different colors here as well. Again, it's just adding a bit of individualism to it, especially if you're camping with other people. So let's take that, and we're going to put it just over here, and we'll rotate it to face the loch over there. Okay, there we go. And then, oh, let me just move that. There we go. That's better. What else can we add? Oh, this was something that, there we go. So you pack it away, take it back out again. Where is the, there we go. So then we're going to have a fire pit, and we're going to put that, let's put that just there. There we go. And then round that we can add some chairs. Where have they gone? So we have to zoom in a bit, I think, so we can get a bit more. We don't want to be roasting anybody. Then we just turn that around to face. And then we'll put another chair in. Nice vintage chair, why not? So we click it to place it, and then we can rotate it there. There we go. And then over here, we are going to, where's the, we'll put a camp stove just there. There we go. And what else have we got? Let's have a lamp. Where should we put that? We'll put that just over here. So you can see it's really intuitive, it's really simple. You can add objects, you can change the colour. You can get quite accurate with the placement of them as well. There we go. Now the beauty of this really is it's just so simple to edit. So we're getting a bit too close to the fire there, so we'll just move things out. They're moving. Ooh, there we go. Come here. There we go. You can actually see it moving in the sim world, so you can place it a bit more accurately where you want it to go. Nice and simple. Okay. Right, let's just move back a bit, and then we are going to add another fire. Of course, it should be said, if you're travelling up here, they wouldn't really like it very much at the moment if you started building fire pits like this up in the Cairngorms, so I'm not advocating. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's clever. So it's stopping me from placing it too far apart or too close together. Let's try. Is it going to... No. Let's try over here. No. Okay. So it's got to be outside the green circle. Okay, let's put it over there. And then what we're going to do is move over. And we're going to put our little barbecue over it. There we go. Cool. So that kind of gives you a good idea of what we can do. So now, let's come out of that. We'll close that. We've now got this in our world. So as you can see, it's a really nice way of building yourself a little base. Now in terms of cost, the final price hasn't been published at the time of making this video. It's going to be under $25, and for a period on Orbex, if you also own the Freedom Fox bundle on there, there will be a discount, but as I say, only for a short period. Why don't we just soak up the ambience of the campsite? So we've made our camp there, had a good night's sleep, and now we're going to take a quick flight and see what it looks like from the air. So here we go, coming in low and slow. Just up then Einig. We should see our campsite up here. It was just down there. There it is. Quite hard to see with the naked eye. With the naked eye, we're in a simulator. So what we will do, and I'll probably live to regret this, is we will change the lighting. Let's try and kill as much as we can without being too dangerous. you go, you can just see the lights twinkling from the campfire and the barbecue fire. They're gorgeous, so atmospheric. There we go, there it is. Wonderful. So there you go, I hope that was useful. It's just a very nice little way of adding something extra to your sim, especially if you do bush flying and that kind of thing. Just a way of creating a little world that you and your mates can hang out in, and that at the end of the day is something that Parallel 42 are very good at, is coming up with these immersive little things using imagination just to bring the sim more to life. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Just to quickly say, we do have a Discord if you'd like to pop along to that and say hello. I will put a link below, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Bye bye.